When you are finished with your day and you're ready to end your day or end your session in Shortcuts, use the following steps. On the right side of the screen, we are going to the Point of Sale button, and on the bottom left corner, we're going to the Transactions button. In this case, my business had 9 transactions. When I'm ready to close out the register, I can press End Session at the bottom of the screen. When I press End Session, Shortcuts will show me which registers I have available and I'm about to close out. In this case, this is my register, and when I opened with $2.50 this morning. So I'm confirming this is my register I'm about to balance. I'll go to the next window. Now, on the first 2 columns, I have the ability to enter the individual coins or bills, and Shortcuts will do the addition for me. So, for example, if I had 6 $1 bills in my register, 3 $5 bills, you'll notice that on the 3rd column, Shortcuts will automatically add up my totals. So I will clear this out. Now, if you want, you do have the ability to simply type in the total on the 3rd column. So if you counted everything, including your float, you would put that total in here. If you do not have an integrated credit card system, then you also have to enter whatever your credit card totals were. Now in this case, I'm going to make a mistake, and I'm going to do so on purpose. So I did a cursory count of my cash and my credit cards. I entered the information, and I go to the next window. Shortcuts will caution me. Am I certain I did not transfer any funds in or out of the register before completing my count? And I will say, yes, I did not do any transfers today. I can continue. And now Shortcuts will show me what I counted versus what the system expected me to have. So it can see that I'm either over or under for a certain amount. On the bottom of the screen, I can actually print up my receipts again or print up my transactions and take another look. If I go back and I do a recount and I realize certainly I made a miscount, I can go to the previous window and correct my mistakes. So in this case, my cash should have been $4.15. And my credit card totals, American Express should have been $66, and Visa should have been $108. Now, every time I go forwards and backwards on this window, it is being recorded by the system. So for security purposes, if you have an employee, a manager that's responsible for this count, you can run a report and take a look at what the end of day session was. And in this case, it will say the employee had gone back and forwards 3 times making adjustments to the cash and the credit card totals. Now, if my count is still off for any reason, Shortcuts will not allow me to continue. So I'm, again, purposefully going to make a miscount. So I have $4.17 in my total. So I'm a few dollars over. Whether I'm over or under, it is my responsibility to leave a comment. And again, that comment gets saved in the system history and in the reports, so you know who is responsible and why was this count off. In this case, it's a simple mistake. I can put the reason why was because the customer left change. So this was not necessarily a tip. The customer just left their change at the front desk. So I'm $2 over. So I'll go to the next window. On this window, Shortcuts will show me what my starting float was, which was $2.50, how much cash I took in that day, $165, my difference, which I was $2 over. So if I want to open my register tomorrow at $250, then my adjustment, I need to take $167 out of my float and deposit that so that my register can remain at $250 for tomorrow. If I decide that tomorrow I'm going to make it an even $300, I can change the cash and drawer amount, and then Shortcuts will say, in this case, then the deposit amount that you make is going to be different. Or I can make it less, $200 instead. In which case, Shortcuts will ask me to deposit $217. when I go to the next window, Shortcuts is going to warn me that if I am making this adjustment, not enough cash is being left. Am I sure I want to continue here? So I can pause that and make my adjustment again. So Shortcuts helps you with the count in either scenario. Am I ready to finish this wizard? Yes. And Shortcuts will display the 3 most popular reports that you can run at the end of each session, and the one with regards to looking at who is responsible for closing the register, how many times I went forwards and backwards. That's the first one, session till drawer balance. Now, if you're a manager or an administrator, you have the ability to print these reports for any day or any time. But Shortcuts does provide 3 of the most popular reports so that you can ask your staff member to leave this with the deposit. I'm going to press Done at the bottom of the screen